Blackburn.
Enterprises.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you some questions here. Okay, so based on some things that's been happening in Hollywood, there's been certain people who have reacted certain ways that the average black person has been very upset about. So the question is it fair to expect black people to think a certain way?
Yes. And I feel like it's okay for us to feel a certain way. One, because everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Exactly.
Two,
they are.
we live this lifestyle, so nobody knows it better than us.
Right.
What we go through, the things that we face, nobody can really speak on that kind of stuff but us.
Exactly.
And then three, if you're not with us, then you against us.
Exactly. And that's interesting that you point that out, because on one hand you want to, just like you said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Well, on the other hand, if your opinion is acting like just
how we trying to like diminish how we feel and not allow us to feel the way that we feel, trying to tell us that how we feel is wrong,
right?
Then at that point we got a problem with you. You're gonna be against us. You're not gonna be for us.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Yeah, you put that nicely. Thank you for supporting our channel here at Blackburn Enterprises, where we discuss various topics, generally trying to focus on important issues within the black community. We also discuss lighthearted subjects such as sports, movie reviews, interviews, and more. And if you enjoy it, go ahead and do us a favor. Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button. And you also can hit that bell so you'll be notified anytime we post videos. And you can also comment on our videos so we can get your feedback. We appreciate every single one of you. Now back to the video. So staying on expectations, how do you deal with expectations? Like when people have certain expectations for you, what do you do to make sure that you meet them? For example, like on the set. I mean, obviously, when you shoot, I guess a photographer has a certain expectation that you bring. How do you make sure that you meet those?
Like I said before, I like to be prepared. So
Okay.
If I don't know what I'm walking into, it's kind of like, I don't really want to walk into it because I like stuff to be said like up front, like whatever we're looking to do, I like for that to be said up front. So there's no way in the world that I can expect or do anything else outside of what we were expecting to come up with.
Right, because you don't want to walk into something and you be lost, basically.
Completely, and plus, like to set imaginary expectations, only get somebody else's feelings hurt. So why not just
be real.
What you came in here to do, set at that expectation, call it a day. You know what you're looking forward to.
Right. I think that that kind of goes into the next question when it comes to communication. Being able to effectively communicate what exactly that expectation is. So when it comes to you and the different facets of your life, be it relationships or be it all kind of relationships, be it significant others or your family or just friends, how do you go about communicating your expectations or things you want?
I'm pretty straight to the point. I had a point where I wasn't like straight to the point. I was kind of like beating around the bush, like implying things that I want. And this is really like in all of my relationships, whether it was business, whether it was personal, I would get in the habit of implying what I want. And like I would have this false expectation of people knowing exactly what it is that I want, when how can they know exactly what it is that I want?
So how did that go when you just implied what it is that you wanted?
And let me tell you, it never actually went the way I expected it. Sometimes it ended up not too bad, and then other times we just ended up with stories that we didn't want to tell.
Right. I mean, I think that's a weird thing, and it could be a female thing. I think somewhere along the way, I think we are taught not to really just. I don't know. It's like you're being rude if you're being direct about what it is that you want. You know.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because in my everyday work, I had someone tell me that I was intimidating. And I was just like, I'm intimidating.
Houseway.
How can I be intimidating? And
especially you two. You too giggly. Like I don't like you too.
I had to ask a few other coworkers, like, am I really intimidated? And all of them gave me the same answer, like, you're to the point. I wouldn't say intimidating, but you are to the point. And I'm like,
and maybe that's probably what it is, because I think a lot of times people, I think, are forced into thinking that things have to be one way, like it's a two-party system, like it's either bad or good, or up or down.
It's a lot of gray areas.
Right? It's so much gray, you know. So it's like
Will and Jada, for instance. It's a lot of gray areas, guys. A lot of gray areas.
Oh my gosh, we're not gonna get into that. We don't want to get entangled.
Hey, she liked it though.
But yeah, I think people so because you're being direct, like instead of people looking at it like, okay, she's being direct, she's just being upfront about what it is that she wants. It's just looked at as, okay, well, she's being mean.
Yeah.
And it could be because you're a black female too.
Yeah, I've got that whole angry black syndrome thing too. Yeah, people tell me you just go from 0 to 100. If I'm passionate about something, you can guarantee that 0 to 100. There's not going to be no in between if I'm passionate about it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's a bunch of BS like that. It's just that stereotype where if you're upfront about something, then it's looked at a certain way, as opposed to, you know, if a white male or, you know, an Asian male or even a black male.
I was going to say male in general.
Well, males in general. Then you're being assertive. You know, you're being a boss. You know, you're stepping up to the plate. You know, and I think that's something that a lot of black females have to deal with, unfortunately, especially in the corporate world. I think that's a bunch of BS. How you feel about it? It feels like your face is saying it all.
Yeah, I mean it's in the corporate world, it's just a lot, because I've had people tell me, you know, if you didn't wear your hair like that, you would probably get promoted. Well, if you didn't wear those kind of earrings, then you would probably get promoted. Yeah. Well, you know, if you did this or did that, and I'm just like, well, I think I'm pretty doing great just being myself. So thanks for your input. But
it's
yeah.
Oh, trying to bite my tongue so much. But yeah, that is, people have this preconceived notion as to how you have to conduct yourself, and how you basically have to whitewash yourself in order to.
Oh, and it was
yeah,
telling me how I should be.
Yeah, and I think I've experienced that, and I experienced that a long time ago. I got told that like early, like that I needed to cut my hair, and in my head, my thinking was, regardless if I cut my hair or not, I'm still black. So it's not,
work ethic is gonna be the same,
right? And it's not gonna change the thing. So regardless if I cut my hair or not, if they want to give me the job, they're gonna give me the job. Right? That has nothing to do with it. But that's definitely a struggle that we as black people that have to deal with. You know, having to be able to code switch and just having to deal with so much. And it's even double or triple, maybe even quadruple, even, you know, saying, for black females when they deal with the things that they deal with.
Man, because I witness on a regular where there's people who won't take no from me,
mm-hmm.
but the same exact statement that I made
mm-hmm.
18 times.
Right.
Someone of a different
shade.
No, it's different sex.
Yeah.
Shade too, but
yeah.
Of a different sex would come and make the same statement.
And then it's received better.
It's received.
Yeah. That's a shout out to Violet. She likes to always reference the patriarchy, which is a real thing. And unfortunately, that's something that a lot of females have to deal with. I hate it, but ain't no patriarchy around here.
We just vibe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We love the females around here. And when I say that, you say the first word that pops into your mind. Got it?
Got it.
All right. Versatility.
Me.